Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. Today's video I'm just going to be kind of explaining and showing little clips of what happened during my yearling Jolie's first lunging session. I do have my daughter Eliza here with me, so if you guys hear her in the background, if she's not sitting on me, then you guys kind of know what those little noises are and aren't totally confused. Okay, so anyway, so if you guys do see me looking at my phone, it's just because I kind of wrote my notes down on my phone because we actually did her lunge session like a week and a half ago. I just haven't really had time to film this. So I do have my notes on my phone of things that I kind of want to touch on, and then I'll show you guys some of the clips. Okay, so we did her first lunge session in our round pen, which it looks like super tiny in the video, but it's not as small as it looks. So the footing in there isn't like super great, like it's not bad, it's not dangerous or anything, but it's definitely not like the best footing just because we tend to not really use the round pen very much. But we did kind of want to keep her in the round pen for the first session at least because we didn't really know how she was going to be reacting to being lunged. I mean, she's like a pretty chill yearling as far as chill yearlings go, but we just didn't want to risk anything happening in one of the bigger arenas, so we did stick to the round pen because of that. So I didn't get many clips when we first started lunging her, just because I was more focused on what my trainer was doing with her rather than actually like pulling out my camera and filming. So I did get like a couple like really short clips when we first started, but most of them will be like 10 minutes in. So when we first like got her in the round pen, like obviously we've been working with her like since she was like a little baby on like moving over and stuff, but we did kind of want to do that again once she was on the lunge line. So the first part of our lunge session was mostly just like walking her on the line and getting her to move out into the circle rather than staying beside us like how she would be used to doing. And then we were kind of just working on like yielding to pressure with her, moving her shoulder over, moving her hip over, that kind of thing, before we actually got into any real lunging. So the first couple clips don't really consist of much anyway, so I'll probably just insert the ones like when we first started trotting her, before we like put on the surf single or anything like that. So yeah, the first clips, like I said, I didn't really record too much anyway, so they'll be like really short. Yeah. So it actually went like a lot better than I kind of expected it to go. I expected her to kind of have a meltdown or blow up or something, like even though she is super chill, I just kind of thought that her first time lunging, like she might like protest a little bit or be completely confused and blow up because she was confused or something like that. But she actually didn't do any of those things. We had one little hiccup toward the end of our session where she figured out that she could spin around instead of going forward, but once we turned her back around, she was totally fine again. So that was kind of the only thing that happened at all. Other than that, she was like really good, really responsive. She did everything that we asked of her, and even like if she didn't quite understand it, you could see that the brain was going and she was trying to figure it out, and she just wanted to do the right thing. So it actually went a lot better than I thought it was going to. So because of that, we did end up putting the surf single on her toward the end of our session. Originally we were just going to kind of put it on her in the stall after so that she could, you know, like know what the surf single is, I guess, because at this point I haven't even like stuck a saddle pad on her back or anything like that. Like obviously I'm not like tacking her up at this point and won't be for like quite a while, but we do want to be able to at least put a surf single on her, put a saddle pad on her, even if it's not in effect, like even if we have like nothing attached to it, we did want to be able to do that. So originally we didn't actually intend to put the surf single on until afterward in her stall, provided that the lunge session went well. But because it was going so well, we did end up putting it on her to lunge her for a few minutes toward the end of our session, and that was actually really good. We ended up putting a saddle pad and a half pad under it just because it was on the tightest setting and it was still like a little bit too loose on her. So we didn't really want to do it up too tight anyway for the first time or few times, just because she's obviously never had anything like that on her back. so we didn't want to do it up tight anyway, but just like snug enough so that it wasn't moving around. So that's why we did add the saddle pad and the half pad, just because otherwise it would have flipped right over on us, so that wouldn't have been good. Yeah, so these, I'm going to show you guys the clip of her just kind of trotting around with the surf single on, and for those clips I am in the round pen with my trainer, so it's not the best clips, but it's just what was working for us at the time. I wanted to be in there because I did want to be able to lunge her myself as well, so I did just get a short little clip while I'm in there, and then I took over lunging for a bit, and but otherwise my trainer was mostly the one lunging her for this session, just because it has been like 9 or 10 years since I lunged a green horse for the first time or two. Not that I'm not experienced with lunging or anything like that, it's just that it's been so long since I even started a horse. So I did want my trainer there, and I did want her to kind of do the bulk of the work for the first couple times.
Girl. Don't worry, I'm paying attention. Girl, go. See if we can lope out of it. You can do it. Good girl.
So after that little trot session, we decided to try a canter with her, and she did like one stride at first. She was kind of confused what we were asking of her, even though she does know what the lunge whip is. Like obviously we never like touch her with it or freak her out with it, but she knows what it is. She does know that it means to pick up your speed, which I've just done like free lunging in the outdoor arena, like if I'm doing like a photo shoot with her or something. So she definitely knows what it is. So she did do a little stride at first. She's a little bit unsure of herself, which is fine. She was still great about it. And then she did go into a nice little lope. So that was good. And then she did break her stride, and I think then she was kind of questioning herself again and wasn't really sure if that's what she was supposed to be doing. So she did kind of like trot, like speed trot around. After that, I did turn the camera off. So what you guys won't see in the clips is that we did get her to canter again, and we did get her to do a normal trot again after, just so that we ended on a good note. But overall, I am super happy with how that session went with her. And we were going to do another session this week, but it's like 37 degrees like all week, so we're not doing that. Hopefully next week it's going to cool down like a little bit. So we'll see if that ends up working out, and then I will probably post some more clips of the next session. So thank you so much guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed those clips. Stay tuned, press the little bell, subscribe, that way you guys will know when I do post the next clips from her second lunge session. Bye.